Hello, sweet soul. You are always welcome here. This is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate, but if it does, feel free to leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. I'd love to see you back again. Well, hello there, sweet souls. We have a new deck that we're going to work with today. These are from Elmira and the Divine. They just arrived, and I'm very excited. It's a beautiful deck, as you can see. I have been excited. I have pre-shuffled all the cards that we are going to work with today. We're also testing out a new mic, so we'll see how that goes. But this is definitely a love reading. I'll let you know that. We'll see what channeled messages come through, but this is a situation. I've already gotten some messages as I was shuffling. This is someone who is gaining control of their emotions. They're gaining control of their feelings. They're gaining control of the things that they want to say. And I'm also getting that they are gaining control of the things that they need to let go of. Do we need confirmation? Letting go of, hello, the X. First card out. Do you see that? The X. Your person is letting go. This, and just so you know, this is not necessarily an ex that they are still with. This is somebody who I'm feeling that they actually broke up with the ex a while ago, whether that's been a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, maybe even a year or two ago. But you know how you break up with somebody, but you can't let them go, those feelings. And sometimes it's not always even about the person. It's about the life you built together. It's about the future you thought you were going to have together. And sometimes those things are hard to let go of. It's the future you thought you were going to have with that person. But your person is letting all of that go. Your person is finally getting control of themselves. They're getting control of their future. I'm also getting that there were conversations that the two of you had in the past that they're wanting to right, they're wanting to fix, they're wanting to sit down and talk to you about and correct whatever the misunderstanding was. I'm getting, in the pre-shuffle, I got that there was a desire to want to work on things. So I think that this person has kind of grown up a little bit. And I don't know if with this previous relationship there was a lack of maturity in communication with this person. And I think in this movement forward with you, there is going to be a high priority in communication. Communication is going to be a very, very important part of your relationship with this person. They're going to want to make sure that you two communicate. So fixing whatever miscommunications you two had in the past is going to be the first step, but then making sure that you two are always on the same path and are always on the same step, if that makes sense, in how you communicate moving forward. I'm hearing Brené Brown. If you do not follow Brené Brown, I highly recommend her. for relationship advice. She is amazing. But yeah, so look her up if you have not. She writes books, but she's also on, I think she's on TikTok. She's done TED Talks, and yeah, I've heard there's messages there. So Brené Brown, I think your person would be open to that also. There are issues from childhood that your person is also trying to let go as well. I'm hearing relationship issues with their mother more so than their father. A lot of, there may have been a lot of yelling in the home when this person grew up. Again, poor communication. Your person was not heard as a child. Your person was not, did not have a safe space growing up to share their viewpoint. So being able to communicate, sometimes they're like a bull in a china shop. They force their way in to communicate, and so they don't always communicate in a two-way street, if that makes sense. But this person wants to work on that, and this person is trying to learn. But the message here is that you may need to help guide this person through that a little lovingly. Yeah, you're messing up my cards. I had them all. I am OCD. If you're on this channel, you're just going to have to deal with that. Yeah, this person is going to require a little bit of patience and a little bit of time. I'm also getting a message like this person is hoping that it's not too late. That they're hoping that they haven't taken too much time in coming forward with you, in trying to deal with all of their past issues that they haven't kind of messed up with you. But they feel it's important to let all of this stuff go because they feel like they can't be who they need to be for you until they get rid of all of this. So they're hoping that you'll wait. And I'm told not to take that, so I'm not going to. There's that. I'm loving these cards, by the way. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm loving these cards. I knew I was going to love them from the second I saw them, and I do. The imagery is just literally electric. Elmira, you did wonderfully, my dear. They're beautiful. Yeah, there's some seriously toxic behaviors that this person is trying to let go of and still trying to come out of. There may be some that they are still dealing with. I'm getting the sense that they're using some toxic behaviors as coping mechanisms, and they're aware of it, and they know it's not healthy, but they can't stop. But they want to, but they can't. And I think that again ties into this timing. It's they don't want to run out of time with you, but they need more. They know they need more time, and they're just hoping that you'll give them that. They're hoping that you'll wait. So remember what I said about coping mechanisms, toxic behaviors? Yeah. Player mentality is one coping mechanism that people will use. It is a toxic trait of hiding behind avoidance. It's not wanting to deal with things and hiding and avoiding issues and just constantly not getting attached and not confronting a lot of emotion. I feel like this person may still, even if they're not actively engaging in player behavior, they're still battling player mentality, which again is also why they need more time and why they haven't come forward with you. So do you see how this time card, it's like it's getting from both ends, past stuff and current stuff. Your person's really going through a lot right now. So as frustrating as this is for you to be waiting on this person, they are going through some heavy, heavy, heavy stuff, and they have not decided what they want to do. Not because they don't know if they want you. They know they want you. What they can't figure out is, first of all, they don't know if you want them. They don't know if you think that they're even worth it. They don't know if you even want all of this drama and baggage. And I mean, Lord knows this isn't Louis Vuitton luggage. This is some knockoff, clearly, and it's loaded. This is like 15 pounds over the baggage limit at the airport. Like, these are extra fees. And they don't want to get rejected. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that you are going to reject them if they come forward. They're afraid to run out of time, and they're afraid that you will not want to deal with all of this. See, they're afraid that if they come forward and ask you to meet up, they're afraid that if they ask you to, they're afraid you're going to stand them up. They're afraid you're going to reject them. They're afraid that you're just like not going to have or want any part of this. So they hide in meaningless connections in this toxic behavior because it's easy. It's easier than putting themselves out here to possibly get hurt worse and add to all of this. Because I have a feeling if they were to reach out to you and unload all of this and come to you, want to fix this, unleash past stuff, talk to you about their toxic behaviors, walk away from this behavior, let them know what they've been wishy-washy on, and still ask, hey, do you want to meet up? Hey, do you want to maybe start over? If you guys made a plan and then made a date and you stood them up, this person is afraid of what that would drive them to. They're afraid of the magnitude of how much worse this could get for them, because it most definitely would drive them to something worse than where they're even sitting at right now. That's for sure. And I think that scares them. You have that much power over them, and that also scares them. That also scares them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so they definitely want to meet up because they definitely want to apologize. They want to clear the air. They want to fix things. They want to kind of put all the cards on the table and kind of explain things and kind of let you know where their head's at, what they've been dealing with, and kind of, they want to bring you in to their world. But they're also afraid of your reaction. They're afraid of what this may trigger. So I don't know. Have you guys, was this miscommunication? Was this more than just not seeing eye to eye? Have you two had arguments in the past? Did things get heated to some level that was so emotional in the past that this person's just afraid it's going to get back to that level or maybe even higher? That's what your person's afraid of. And I think your person is afraid that not only that you might reject them and not even show up, but if you were to show up and give them the chance to apologize, that even if you gave them the chance, that it might set you back even further than you were when you were here. And that's kind of sad. I don't know where to go. I don't know where we want to go. Let's go to tarot because let's see where we're going with this connection. Your person is really going through a lot, and I think your person is, it's like butter churning, but not in a good way. Eight of Pentacles, they really want to work on this. They're in overdrive, trying to think and focused on how. I think they're strategizing. They are constantly trying to figure out how can they fix this? How can they're trying to find solutions to this. They know they need to work on themselves first. But it's almost like they can't figure out whether or not they want to fix the connection first and that'll help them figure out their junk, or figure out their junk so that they can fix the connection. And I know not all of you are going to feel this way. And not all of you are going to resonate with some of this message. But I know there's at least one of you out there that's going, let's just start fresh and I can help you with this junk. Because some of you are. You're that Empress. You're that nurturer. You're that Queen of Pentacles. That Queen of Cups. You want to help your person. You want to help heal your person. I'm going to caution you your person needs to do the work themselves. As an empath and as a healer, I can relate with wanting to help someone else, especially someone you care about and someone you have deep feelings for and someone that you love, wanting to help them through, and you want to carry them when they can't carry themselves, right? It's like the footprints in the sand. You want to carry someone when they don't have it in them to carry themselves. But it's not your job. That's not your purpose in the relationship. That's not your purpose in the union. You're there to support, you're there to help teach lessons and help guide and help nurture, yes. But you're not there to live the lesson for the person. The person has to do that themselves. So they need to go through this. They need to learn to let go. They need to learn to move past the toxic behavior on their own. They need to learn how to stand up for themselves. They need to learn how to gain the courage and the bravery to come to you and apologize. And to not let fear hold them back from taking the steps that they need to take to repair this relationship, other relationships in their lives. If they want that new beginning and they want to put the work in, they have to take the steps forward. That's not for you to do for them. I know you want to, and I know you would if you could. I know you would if they would let you. But, and hear me on this one, because this is Spirit's message for you. It's not them that's not letting you do it. Spirit is not letting you do it. Spirit is keeping you two apart because Spirit doesn't want you to do it for them. Spirit needs for this person to do it themselves. It is this person's lesson. So this is their journey for them to take with Spirit. And you're not on that journey. And that might be hard to hear, and I'm sorry. Sweet soul. If you don't hate me yet, I'd love it if you'd like the video and subscribe. Is it a really bad timing to ask that? I've been told by a couple of people that I never ask during the middle of the video, and I should ask in the middle of the video. So I'm taking that really awkward opportunity to ask. Share, like, subscribe. Okay, yeah, I've done it. Okay, there, happy. Such an awkward moment. I'm breaking the silence. I've also done that to kind of liven up this reading just a little bit, raise the vibration just a little bit with some humor, because that's what I do. Woo. It's what I do, okay? So I use humor to deflect. It's my strong suit. Okay, so we've got Queen of Swords, and she wants to cut through the BS. She wants to get to the truth of the matter. She wants to get to the heart of the matter. She wants to cut through all of the nonsense and the drama. We know this, okay? If you don't know this, if you're new to tarot, that's what she wants to do, okay? And I get that. You want to skip to the end. You want to skip to the good part. You want to, I don't know, maybe... Okay, I'm about to call somebody out here if you're watching this video. Did you fast forward most of this video? Did you just fast forward and just skip to this part? I'm kidding. But there are times where we don't want to deal with the minutia. We don't want to deal with the hard parts, and we just want to get to the rewards. We just want to get to the abundance. We just want to get to the good stuff. We want to get to the meat of it. But I heard something the other day. It's like sometimes you don't appreciate some of the rewards once you get them, unless you know how hard it was along the way. Sometimes you really have to know what it took to get there. So sometimes you have to really see all the nooks and crannies of a situation. You have to really feel everything, and so maybe instead of trying to brush past things and sweep things under the rug, maybe when this person comes forward, you can, in a loving way, help this person to kind of navigate through these things and not brush them away, and to face them head on, and know that it's okay, and that you will support them and still stand by them, even though these things are hard and even though these things are difficult. And you can approach these things and these situations with that kind of cutthroat attitude, but not your person. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I love that. I had a feeling that that's where we were going to end for that. And I think that's where we're going to end the advice on that. I'm going to pull some cards from another deck, but I love that. I really feel like there is a celebration to be had. I think that there's, if you all can learn how to communicate and come together and tackle the issues in your relationship truthfully and honestly, but in a nurturing way, in an honest way, in a fresh new perspective, in a fresh new way, but be willing to do the work, like work hard at it, and know that it won't be easy, and know that it's not always going to be equal give and take. There was an interview that, again, Brené Brown did, and I'm going to mess this up wholeheartedly, so please search for it. If I can find the video on TikTok, I'll link it down in the description. But it was something about couples and how her and her husband, when they come home, they give a percentage as to how much they can kind of give to each other when they get home. And if one of them comes home and, hey, I've only got 80% to give, well, that's great because I only got 20. And the other one will come home, hey, I only got 20% to give. Well, hey, I only got 5% to give. So then they figure out, well, then, hey, we got to figure out how we're going to make up the other 75% together. And they have that conversation. And I think that if the two of you in this relationship, when you finally do come together, can have those kind of honest conversations. And the beauty of it is, I believe that when your person finally comes forward, that's the type of relationship that they are open to having, because they haven't had that before. They weren't raised with that in their childhood. They didn't have it with their ex, so they don't know what that looks like. So they'll need you to guide them to it. They've never had that experience, so I think it'll be helpful for the two of you to find resources like Brené Brown, for the two of you to find, if your person's a reader, find books. If your person's not a reader, look for YouTube videos. Look for TikTok couples that are healthy couples that give great advice on communication, on relationships that you guys can watch together, that you guys can send each other. Instead of sending each other stupid memes on the internet all day that don't make any sense, send each other great videos that'll help strengthen your relationship, that'll help you guys better communicate with each other. You know, that way you can minimize your arguments. That way you don't have to apologize every 5 minutes because you're communicating better. You're sharing truths with one another, and it will be a whole new beginning to this relationship and lead to a lot more stability. It'll lead to a different type of commitment that you two will actually be blown away. And just surprised. Okay, I want to bring another deck in and I don't know which one I want to do. I have so many. I'm going to bring in this one. It's the Fall in Love deck from the Cancerian channel. I love this deck. This is also a new deck. I have a lot of new decks. Did I say that yet? Oh, see, look at that. I'm going to let those fly. Oh, look at that. We've got true love and respect boundaries. Okay, so apparently I need to apologize because the camera turned off at some point. And all of the beautiful messages that I heard and said about these 5 beautiful cards all went bye-bye. So we're going to have to try to recreate some of the brilliance that Spirit gave me that is now gone out the window. So, yes. So, lovely messages, by the way, that we have here for you. Bear with me. So, I guess that's one thing I'm going to have to be mindful of is sometimes technical issues. Camera is going to stop. Anyway, let's move on. So, we have true love. Again, same as 4 of Wands, true love. 4 of Wands in tarot, as we know, is usually a card of commitment. Could mean wedding. We see a couple has obviously just said their nuptials. So I think that Spirit is definitely giving us a message here. You and your person have the potential of a really beautiful relationship, depending on how you navigate it, depending on the decisions, because we all have free will. I can show you anything that I want to in the cards, but your person has free will. You have free will. Your person can choose to let fear take over and never come forward. I hope for your sake and for theirs that never happens. I hope that they do move past their fear and come forward and do reach out and not let this fear of rejection and being stood up stop them from coming forward and bring that apology. I also hope that you, if it's what you want, I pray that your fears of past behaviors don't stop you from the potential of a beautiful relationship. Because if your person is willing to let go of their past and move past this trauma and be willing to work really hard on letting go of this past behavior and these toxic patterns, this could lead to a really beautiful relationship. Now, you do have a card here of respecting boundaries, and I think that this advice is very key and pivotal. One of the things that I noticed in this card is there are 2 dogs here behind the fence. if you notice, my nail was covering it, but if you notice this doghouse and these two dogs are in the same yard. So these two dogs are actually behind the fence. So this fence is actually not keeping these two dogs apart. If anything, this boundary, this fence is actually protecting these two dogs from the outside world. So I think that this is a message that you and your person need to have boundaries where you're setting boundaries and making sure that you respect the boundaries that you set for each other, but also make sure that you are setting and respecting the boundaries that you have set from the outside world. Protect your relationship from the peanut gallery, if you will, from outside forces, from the ex, from people who think that they can insert themselves into what they think they know is best and better for you. You two will know what's best for your relationship. So make sure that you are respecting your boundaries, but that other people are also respecting the boundaries that you set up for your relationship. You also have love as a verb, and I love this because actions, again, I say this in practically every love reading that I do, and it is a hill I will die on. Actions speak louder than words, okay? Love is definitely a verb. Okay, you want to make sure that both you and your partner are constantly working at this connection, that you two are constantly putting in the work towards repairing and fixing and healing the traumas and the miscommunication and the mistakes of the past, also the toxic behaviors of the current, and making sure that you're setting your relationships up for success for the future, okay? But I love the last two cards because pillow talk, I think, is important. I think in relationships where you're working so hard all the time, you can't forget to have fun, and you can't forget to be flirty, and you can't forget that at the end of the day, to slough all of that hard work off and just enjoy each other, enjoy each other's company, enjoy that time of vulnerability to just be intimate with one another and really be vulnerable and share each other's thoughts and dreams and desires, you know, and if they're a little naughty, that's okay, you know, it's only you two in the bedroom, so have at it, you know, enjoy yourself. I won't tell. And then you guys got the power couple, which I love seeing after, especially after seeing True Love and seeing the Four of Wands. I mean, does it get any better than seeing these three cards together in a reading? I don't think so. I mean, look at that. All three couples just look amazing together. I don't care. Even if you're a same-sex couple, it doesn't matter. I don't care about gender in my readings. I really don't. So take that for what it is. But in a power couple, I understand that typically, and by all means, this is your reading. So intuitively, if you see this as material, then by all means take it as material. But for me, intuitively, this power couple, I don't necessarily see this as, you know, the big house, the fancy car, the, you know, the label on the clothes and the label on the handbag and the luggage and all of that. All of that is fine, well and good. But when I see power couple, I see your ride or die. I see the person that has your back, the person that's going to stand beside you through thick and thin, the person that is going to be there for you, the person that is going to stand by you, help you through everything, the person that, whether you have children together or you want children one day in the future, or maybe you just have children that are around you in the family or in your neighborhood that just look up to you, that you set an example for. I think that to me is a power couple, that you guys show an example of what it's like to truly love and support one another in a way that is beautiful and is so encouraging and something to emulate. That is a beautiful thing, and that shows true love to me, and that shows commitment and stability. And I think that is the true definition of a power couple. It has nothing to do with material possessions, in my opinion, but take that for what it's worth. So thank you so much again. This was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if this resonated, feel free to share it with your friends and like it. I hope you are subscribed. I will be doing more of these. I will add this one to the playlist. Again, in the description box below, I will link up the tarot readers that I got these cards from, and where you can get these decks, where you can order them for yourself if you like to read cards. I highly recommend them. And I look forward to seeing you back for more readings. And again, feel free to leave a comment. If I get a channeled message specifically for you, I definitely will reply and let you know what message Spirit has for you in particular. And feel free to follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Talk to you soon.